Yeah. Hitting 300 is a big deal, especially as you look at the fact that it hasn't happened for a shortstop here in a long time. And we celebrate guys doing special things. And what Nicky has done this season is something that we'll be talking about this for a long time, and not just hitting 300, his whole story, how it started and then how he finished, and everything that he did in between to continue to impress us every single night. And when our guys are going out there, and I can't even count the number of days he went out there banged up where I didn't think he was going to even be able to play. And to watch his evolution as a player into being a Gold Glove caliber 300 hitter with a great on base and OPS even, it's where he has come as something that we are all very proud of, and we know is a big deal to him as well.
And what did you think of Jackson today? Just obviously the first inning, but then being able to get through the next three.
Yeah, it happens fast. The first three happened in about 7 pitches. So he's hearing some of the things we're saying about attacking the strike zone. But when you're attacking in the middle, and he keeps showing what he's able to do. And you look at the second, third, and fourth, and watch him just roll. That's the pitcher that he is, and it's just getting over that hurdle. But when he puts it all together, he's as good as anybody. And I'm excited to watch him. I know he's learned a lot. I talked to him right after he came out that, hopefully he's going to be able to tell his story way down the road after a lot of success. He's going to talk about how hard it was for him and then the things that he's learned. But unfortunately, that put us in a tough spot, put up a 5. It's always hard to come back from, but the guys made a good effort getting back into it.
Lynn?
Hey, Mike, what's going to be, I guess, your lasting thought or, description of Salvy's season? Obviously, finishing up today, I'm sure he would have wanted one more, but, obviously an outstanding season he's put together.
Yeah, I don't think outstanding. We've all run out of ways to describe properly what we've seen this year. And, you're thinking about this as a perennial all-star Gold Glover with a high of 28 in the past. To get to where he is right now it's amazing. It really is. And how durable he's been, and the things that I continue to celebrate behind the scenes, which are they're helping to build the future here. And he takes so much pride in doing it well. And to be able to talk the talk, but then get out there and perform like he has just carries so much weight. And couldn't be more impressed of how he's handled everything this season.
Alec?
Yeah, Mike, we talked about Witt playing every game the other day, but for him to have officially done that and let off every day, just how much, I don't know, what goes through your head when you think about that type of feat?
Yeah, we've talked about this a couple of times, and I can tell you after game 162, there really wasn't a day where just watching and thinking that he needed to take a day off. It's a huge compliment to how Witt prepares, how he competes, and the consistency of his performance. There wasn't that long stretch where, man, it just doesn't look right. We need to give him a day. That's typically how it starts. But he continues to figure out how to be very consistent and effective on the field. That allows it to be an easy decision as long as his body feels good and he's got the want to. We want him in there, and he's a game changer for us.
And I just wondered, as the team kind of steps out of the dugout there and fans are, I don't know, kind of giving an ovation, I just wonder what goes through your head also, just thinking about the season as a whole and what this team kind of, the ups and downs of the entire stretch.
Yeah, that ovation's really for the fans from us. But as soon as Salvy steps out of the dugout, it turns into a fan celebration. So I hope they realize that it is always great to see all of our players acknowledge the fact that we get to do what we get to do only because they continue to show up and show incredible support for this team. And they supported us at an amazing level all season long through some rough streaks. But it was a joy to play in front of this fan base, and been nice to finish obviously with more wins, especially today. But all in all, I think they appreciate the fact these guys played the game the way that they played it and continue to from game one to the last one. But just very grateful.
Nick.
Mike, what do you hope the roster kind of takes away from the experiences of this season to carry them into next year?
Now they're hungry, and as much as we bring up what we believe is the obvious of the style of play and the improvement, there's still a level of obvious just embarrassment whenever you're not winning as many games as you'd like. I mean, that's part of what we do, and we head into this thing and believe that we're going to be a playoff caliber club, and when you're not there, that's not something that we're just okay with. We've got to continue to put the throttle down. Every guy that came through that I got to talk to at the end of this is just wait, here we come. We're going to get this right. And you could tell, it's probably something they're supposed to tell me. But I believe it's real, and they believe that, and they know that they've seen enough of this group to reinforce what they think. And what they think is we've got something special in the making. And also, we talk about it a lot. Nobody really wants to hear it, but we need to start with that belief, and then you got to go out and you got to prove it, and that starts tomorrow. And we got a number of guys, all of us. We've got a number of us, the entire group that just kind of can't wait to figure out how to take one step forward.